April of 1969 was the worst month on record for the Houston Astros since their debut as the Colt 45s in 1962. They were 4-20 and capped off a disastrous month of April with Cincinnati's Jim Maloney tossing a 10-0 no-hitter against them at Crosley Field. Houston had not won a road game. The Reds were not playing their best baseball either, but had beaten the Astros twice, 11-5 and 14-0. Don Wilson was the starting pitcher for the Astros on this Thursday night at Crosley Field. Wilson was 1-3 with a 4.41 ERA and matched up with Red starter Jim Merritt, who was 1-1 with a 5.06 ERA. The first hit of the game for either the Astros or the Reds came in the fourth inning when Doug Rader led off with a home run. Dennis Menke hit a double in the fifth inning, driving in Joe Morgan and Jimmy Wynn, and the Astros led 3-0. Wilson was on fire with 8 strikeouts through 5 innings. Goose eggs continued to line the scoreboard for the Reds. In the 8th inning, Don Wilson gave the Astros another run on a sacrifice fly to center, scoring Kurt Blefary, who had tripled to lead off the inning. Tony Perez, Johnny Bench, and Fred Whitfield were due up in the 9th for Cincinnati, the 4, 5, 6 hitters in the Reds lineup. Perez became Wilson's 13th strikeout of the game. Bench flied out to center, Whitfield worked out a walk, and Tommy Helms popped out to third baseman Doug Rader in foul territory to end the game. The Astros beat the Reds 4-0, and Don Wilson had just repaid what Jim Maloney had done the night before, a no-hitter. The Astros turned their record around and went 20-6 for the month of May, and had a winning record every month until September when they went 12-16. Houston wound up with its first ever non-losing season, finishing 1969 with an 81-81 record. May 1st, 1969 was Don Wilson's second no-hitter. His first one was against the Braves in 1967, the first one to be tossed in the Astrodome. A fiercely determined Don Wilson had taken issue with the Reds, who felt they had shown up the Astros in their 14-0 win in Houston just a week prior. He claimed some of the Cincinnati players taunted him during that game. Wilson had taken the mound on May 1st with a chip on his shoulder and focused revenge on his mind. In a post-game interview, Wilson stated, "This game gave me more personal satisfaction than my last no-hitter." Jim Maloney and Don Wilson now had 2 career no-hitters apiece, and their back-to-back performances marked the second time this had occurred in Major League history. Gaylord Perry of the San Francisco Giants and Ray Washburn of the St. Louis Cardinals had become the first pitchers to toss back-to-back no-hitters in the same series just 6 months prior, in September of 1968. Jim Maloney and Don Wilson each came close to a third no-hitter in their careers. Maloney pitched 10 no-hit innings against the Mets in 1965, but lost the game in 11 innings. He was originally credited with a no-hitter, but in 1991, Major League Baseball reversed the decision, saying a pitcher could not be credited with a no-hitter even if he tossed 9 no-hit innings and then gave up a hit in extras. In 1974, Don Wilson had not allowed a hit to the Cincinnati Reds, but had given up 2 unearned runs. Astros manager Preston Gomez sent a pinch hitter in for Wilson in the bottom of the 8th, with Houston down by only 1 run. The Astros still lost the game, but Wilson stated he had much respect for the decision made by Gomez in trying to win the ballgame. Don Wilson tragically passed away in January of 1975, and his number 40 was retired by the Astros at the start of the season. To this day, Don Wilson remains the only Astros pitcher to throw 2 no-hitters.